Everyone, we are in November now, and in about less than 2 months, you will have your UPSC mains examination. As you know, they have got postponed and they will be conducting in Jan. So, friends, this is the right time to look into your state of preparedness for General Studies Economic Development, which is CS Paper 3 segment. So friends, economy will determine your success in the sense that in the paper 3 up to investment models, almost half of the syllabus is given along with S&T, disaster management and all that comes under economic development, though generally it is called as GS economy. It is very important to know how the questions are asked in this segment for a correct approach. Friends, if you see in the last 3 years analysis, we will get some idea. Before that, let us also go to some kind of PDF. I will share the screen so that it will be more clear for you. So friends, an analysis of last 3 years papers shows that almost half of the marks allotted for GS paper 3 are from economy or economic development. We have two types of questions here, 150 word for 10 marks as well as 15 marks for 250 words. Now last 3 years are the correct way to analyze, though of course it's always better to see more generally 5 years in the case of optional. In GS, especially in economy, I suggest last 3 years will be enough to capture the trend for us. Anyway, economy is constantly changing. So if we see 2019, 2020 mains we will be writing, which is supposed to happen in October, got postponed, right, to Jan. So 2019, if we see, we have exactly 125 marks. The questions have been asked for 125 marks. And the questions dealt with GST. The question was how indirect taxes were subsumed by GST. Subsumed means which is taken over. Then GDP growth and low inflation. Do you think that was keeping Indian economy in good shape was the question. There were questions on integrated farming systems, national watershed project. This is a very somewhat offbeat question. Contribution of Mochakundam Visvesvaraya for engineering as well as MS Swaminathan for agricultural development. So both economic contribution of these two great personalities has been asked. Then growing public expenditure, which is of course post liberalization they have linked. Reforms in food grain production and distribution. We have of course Shantakumar committee. Food Corporation of India recommendations which have almost been implemented in a greater sense. Then food processing, pharma, patents and technology in agriculture. So this is the main trend in 2019. In 2018, we have sustainable development goals, progress made in India, changes in the taxation in the budget, then long-term capital gains and dividend distribution, minimum support price, advantages, of course very expected a simple question. This is also again offbeat, role of supermarket in supply chain management. That was a question that was asked. Differences between Niti Aayog and Planning Commission. Then in rupee volatility there was a question. Protectionism and currency manipulation in the world trade as far as exchange rate is concerned and how it was impacting on India. We have National Horticultural Mission. Then changes in the cropping pattern biopharma. Okay, the number of marks are I think about 115 here also. Then 2017 the question paper comprised failure of manufacturing sector in adopting labor intensive methods. This is crucial in the sense that employment and wage earning is to be created, and if we go for more labor intensive, obviously the wage earning capacity of the people will grow. That is one important point. Then we have airport development, PPP model advantages, agri revolution's impact on Indian agricultural food security, food processing, interlinking of rivers, union budget, tardy industrial growth, inclusive growth, yield of rice and wheat, subsidies and impact. So, if we see this, what do we understand? There are 2-3 points here. There are regular questions on taxation. GST has been an issue, right? So, taxation, GST, and the tax proposals that have been changed in this budget. We have a lot of changes in the tax proposals in this budget, which we will be dealing with the batch which we are starting tomorrow. Okay, a lot of budget proposals. So union budget, which was there in February this year, you need to analyze it because we are not going to have one more budget by the time you go to mains. So union budget tax proposals is one area. Agriculture, farming, food processing is also another area, and of course general questions on GDP, inflation, which are regular types. This year, if we look at the focus areas which you need to be additionally careful, okay, let us look into that. If we look into the focus areas for 2021 mains, actually 2020 mains which are happening in 2021, okay, so that is what you need to know. So friends, the most important thing is COVID and the slew of economic changes that the government has brought in from May 12th. In fact, we have the first Atmanirbhar package that was announced by Prime Minister on May 12th, and up to November 12th, just this week, early this week, rather last week, we have the 7th round of announcements for Atmanirbhar, okay, self-reliance, as well as to ward off the impact of COVID. So this makes a comprehensive case for us for questions, and a lot of changes have been brought in, whether it is policy changes or whether it is sectorial allotment, agriculture, agri infra fund. We have MSMEs, lot of changes have been brought in for MSMEs, manufacturing. Then RBI has also chipped in, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana has been brought in. Moratorium itself is a big thing, how RBI had chipped in to protect the banking system as well as bank customers. NPS, restructuring of loans, what are the guidelines issued by RBI for restructuring of loans for a period of 2 years, apart from the first 6 months moratorium. Then in the COVID times, how public expenditure has been changing. We have the budget, but we need to understand the supplementary figures. GST difficulties, resource mobilization difficulties for Government of India as well as state finances. State finances is also one important area where you can definitely expect some question. Okay, and the GST has been an issue now. Sharing of GST or giving the state share back, that you need to develop a comprehensive view. Then friends, the regular questions like agriculture and impact on GDP. So what I suggest is the syllabus is always very deceptive, right? UPSC economic development as well as the prelims is always deceptive, in the sense that it looks like an innocent child who doesn't know anything, but actually if you go into that, he would know more than us. The syllabus actually says Indian economy issues related to planning, mobilization of resources, growth, development and employment. Here the best thing is sectorial approach. Indian economy, you try to get a complete view of agriculture, then industries as well as services. So sectorially, what are the basic things and how things are important, that you need to understand. Planning, of course, now there may not be any question on planning, Niti Aayog and Planning Commission comparison like that, but Niti Aayog and its process and procedures are important. Mobilization of resources becomes very, very significant in the context of COVID-19. And GDP growth, challenges to GDP growth. In fact, I suggest we should begin with this, the growth. What are the recent trends in GDP growth and how things have been changed. There have been questions on development and employment, of course. There have been changes in NREGA, how NREGA was doing, and what was the impact on NREGA during the COVID times and all that. Inclusive growth, we have a lot of old issues also, like JAM Trinity model. What is inclusive growth? What are the salient features and JAM Trinity model? What are the latest schemes that have been brought in this, whether it could be the financial inclusion under Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana. So we have more than 1 lakh crore, 1.37 lakh crore funds are there in Jan Dhan. And friends, it is considered to be the one of the most successful schemes of government as far as financial inclusion is concerned. And Jan Dhan has also become the main vehicle. So there could be questions on PMJDY and other schemes such as Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana or PM Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, both life and non-life. We have COVID insurance. COVID insurance is one area where there could be some questions, because health insurance had become a very focus area for this. We have special policies brought in by Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. We have Corona Kavach, a standard healthcare policy, and how health security and healthcare, Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana, PMJAY, how it is promoting the issue of migrant workers. Anything can be brought under this, including inclusive growth. So it's a very, very comprehensive issues related to poverty or sustainable development goals, all that can be brought in. Government budgeting, as I said, there have been regular questions. You please see the resources, whether it is the tax or non-tax revenue. Then it is also important that you will focus on the taxation, the GST, and 15th Finance Commission. The final report is also out, right? The 15th Finance Commission, how the devolution, what are the changes that have been introduced compared to 14th Finance Commission, whether 42% or 41%, and a comparison between 15th Finance Commission recommendations and 14th Finance Commission recommendations. An analysis is very, very important, required here. Okay. And of course, budget, this year's budget and the trends, analysis of the budget is also very, very important. Then the syllabus also talks of other issues such as cropping. As I said, agriculture has been a steady area of questions. In the last 3 years, we have food processing and agriculture, there have been questions, right? Then irrigation, which is a standard topic. You look for new things like participatory irrigation management and all that. Then storage, marketing reforms. Of course, ENAM is nothing new, but what kind of progress that has been made in ENAM, how many states have been roped in, what are the quantum of trade that is happening on e-market, that is important. Subsidies and MSPs, PDS, subsidies as an evergreen subject for us. Whether the formula as suggested by National Commission on Farmers, that is already being followed. So what kind of impact the subsidies will have, the loan waivers and moratoriums and all that you need to see. Then the PDS, then objective of now, PDS, one nation, one card scheme is also being implemented because of COVID. That is also a very good development. There may be questions on schemes that are related to COVID and that covers under the syllabus. Food processing, mega food parks, what are the developments and all that. Supply chain management in the time of COVID are also important. Then land reforms is a traditional topic. What is the progress that has been brought in land reforms, and what is the update? It's a stock question that you can expect here, though there is no new developments in the land reforms. Then industrial policy, of course, this is again a lot of significance is there, whether it is low corporate credit growth, or what kind of factors that are inhibiting manufacturing sector growth, what are the measures taken to boost the sector, manufacturing sector. So everything has to be important. In the last, if you see infra, the investment models and the infra, the questions could be on, there were questions on airports and airport development. Now the railway reforms are a very, very important area. We have been lot of, even budget has announced nearly 150 passenger trains will also be in PPP mode. So railway reforms, what is the state, what is the progress, all that is very, very important. So airports, nothing new, but they may ask about airports also, because there are questions like Vande Bharat mission, which where according to latest data by External Affairs Ministry, 24 lakhs of Indians who are in diaspora or held up outside have been brought in by Vande Bharat mission till recently. This was an updated data given by External Affairs Minister himself when he was speaking at a Deccan Dialogue conference at ISP that was live streamed. I was listening to him. So then also 1 lakh foreigners have also been repatriated, sent to their homes. So friends, the questions on whatever is in the syllabus, how it is linked to COVID is very, very important. Now, there were questions on pharma and patents earlier, biopharma, I have mentioned it in the previous years. So we can expect questions on healthcare and pharma. You club it in the inclusive growth segment, or you club it in the industry, pharma industry, how Indian pharma, is Indian pharma industry becoming a hub now? Our Prime Minister had also promised to United Nations that India would take lead. We are already supplying paracetamol and hydrochloroquine to about 150 countries so far. Okay, so some questions on pharma industry, patents, biosimilars, biopharma, though the border is thin here. This paper also has science and technology in the same segment, GS paper 3. So we also need to see the economic angle of pharma industry and the COVID, how COVID expenditure, how much states are spending. For example, some states have come up with the spending on COVID. For example, Andhra Pradesh government had said every day they were spending 10 crores. Of course, many states have not come out with the exact figures for obvious reasons. But how healthcare is being revamped and what is the economic cost of healthcare, that is also very, very important. So friends, so there are two aspects here. Syllabus is deceptive. There are a lot of hidden parts in the syllabus. So we have to list out all that areas and also deal. We are launching a program, especially a specially designed program for UPSC economy module, which commences from tomorrow and it ends on December 20th, and there will be 2 days revision, marathon revision for the examination and what are the most expected. So from November 20 to December 20, December 12th, December 10th, I will end 2 days revision. So November 20 to December 12th, we have a batch. I will be handling it with all the examination orientation, and I will also give you exact Q&A mode. How do you write? We will cover the entire syllabus, but material will also be provided. And I will also conduct some tests, at least 2-3 tests for you, all of you. And students have already joined. So we are starting the batch from tomorrow. The fee is 4,000 rupees. Of course, GST will be applicable. So whoever is interested, you are welcome to make use of this. Okay, this is very, very updated module batch, which is aimed at getting you maximum marks in the economy segment, So that's it. We'll have a first class on GDP trends, and then we'll go on. Those who are interested, we will provide a syllabus analysis. What are the topics to be covered? Each subtopics will be given to those who join. Okay. Thank you and good luck.